Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Rush Racing League. The second race of the night in is Division 2. We've just had a fantastic night. A little bit of shenanigans, unfortunately, due to the red flag issues that we've had tonight with the lobby and that, but hopefully no issues here at Cota for Division 2. Few not appearances tonight, unfortunately. We do have one race ban and then one quali ban on the grid with Ilian and obviously MJ Roller with the race ban. So I think we've got around about 17, unfortunately, and two no-shows. A little bit unfortunate, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. We're in the full qualifying. I'm your host and commentator, SJ, and I'm joined by my another American friend who is always in the comments box now with me. It's Rekus. Good evening, Rekus. How are you, mate?
Good evening, SJ. I'm doing pretty fantastic. I wasn't expecting rain considering the sunshine we had in Division 4, but it is pouring down rain here in Austin, Texas. Something you don't actually see a lot, but hey, I'm sure the drivers are super thrilled, whether sarcastically or actually enthralled. I also just got booted from the game because my game said to crash, but yeah, I'll be glad to be back in the lobby, as I am glad to be back in the commentator box here at Rush.
Yep, always get booted, don't you? Always, just before we're about to get going. All right, well, let me know when you're back in and I'll send you an invite and we'll get this show on the road. But yeah, look at these conditions here at Cota. We had a lovely sunny race in Division 4 and it's not here tonight. It looks absolutely chucking it down here in Cota. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But I'm just going to give you a bit of a heads up on who we've got on the grid tonight. So Plugger reserving up for the Mercedes. We then got Toasty in at the Haas as a reserve driver. We then got Sebi reserving up as well in the Visa Cash App. Dante, full-time driver of Kick. Zenitsu in the Ferrari. Illyrian in the Visa Cash App does have that quality band. Watanabe in the Aston Inc. known as Dragon, or Dragon known as Inc. Limitless in the Kick. Limitless Draco in the Red Bull. XD Lamb in the Williams. Didn't have the best of nights last night in Bahrain at Division 1, so we'll have to wait and see what happens tonight in Cota. We got Hado in the Haas. He had a real good night last night. We got Yuki in the Mercedes. Massive opportunity to go into the championship at the moment. Fight with Dale Bevs, which is looking very, very interesting, I've got to say. I'll make sure that's all connected and we are good to go. So we'll have to see what he does tonight. Then we've got the championship leader in Dale Bevs there tonight. Unfortunately, he is on his own. So I'll have to wait and see how he goes. And then we've got Aiden, Israel Raiden in the Alpine. Someone's already saying Yuki's going to put it already. Then we've got JEF7 in the Aston Martin. Jizzle in the Red Bull. And then we've got Shifty Wizard in the Williams. Unfortunately, we've got two other drivers, unfortunately, that did not show Micromash. Unfortunately, he's not here tonight. That is our grid. And are you with us? Are you back online?
I'm back online. Yeah, I just didn't want to interrupt the driver processions. But yeah, I'm ready for an invite whenever.
Where are you? You're not here.
Have fun. Have fun going through the sea of names. I'm sure you have.
What are you under? O?
Yeah. Oh.
Wow. Have to bear with me, guys, on this one. I'm going to find you.
Yeah, it always tends to crash like right as we get into
You're on
qualifying.
PC,
So who knows? Yep.
Yeah. It's O, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh my
Let's see.
days. E. Do apologise, guys. We're just losing the stream a minute. Just got to try and find this invite. Otherwise, you're going to have to get an invite from someone else, mate. Unfortunately. Oh, there we go. Overdrive Paxter. Don't understand. Please fix that. Please fix that. F1. Seriously. All right. Well, let's get going. We've got a few guys on the intermediates and a few guys on the wets. So Plugger on the inters, Watanabe on the inters, Hayden Yuki on the inters, and JF7 on the inters and Chisel as well. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys on an outlap. Who do we jump on board with when you jump in?
Yeah. Let's see. I think we could go on board with the Haas of Toast or Tozy. It's
You pick
pretty
a
small on
driver
my
that's
screen.
not on an outlap. I love it.
Yep.
As you're on an out lap, not on a lap. He's just about to finish it, but we'll just wait and see when he comes around the final corner. And then we've got 3 more guys to jump on board with an out lap. Plugger, Yuki Bear, or Aiden Azraid and Toasty goes pole with a 150.09.32. Right, 3 guys. Well, 2 guys left. Plugger, Yuki, or Aiden Azraid. Which one?
We'll go with Plugger.
All right, I'll let you take it away when he gets on board. And he's on the intermediates, and yeah, pouring conditions here in Cota. It's going to be very interesting to see. But all right, Rekus, I will let you take this away. Over to you.
Alright, so we are on board now with Plugger. He's still trying to finish up that lap, going through that Sector 3, that very twisty and technical Sector 3. Just now going through turns 18, now coming towards the last 2 corners of 18 or 19 and 20 here at the Circuit of the Americas. He's going to go ahead and begin his lap. Normally this would be a DRS zone, but considering these conditions, there is not any DRS going to be available to him. He's going to go ahead and start the lap. Now this is probably one of my favorite corners on the entire track. It is a massive hairpin, kind of similar to like if Air Rouge was a hairpin. Good vertical there. He makes it through beautifully. It's such an easy corner to kind of overshoot because it does come across as a bit of a blind corner. Now we're going through the S's here. It's pretty easy to carry a bit too much speed and get your lap time evaluated, especially in these very slippery conditions now. It is a purple Sector 1 though for Plugger, although we know that that has been bugged in more recent times, but still a good time from him so far. He's going to go ahead and put pedal to the metal now as he goes to do turn number 10, coming to the next hairpin corner, which is turn number 11, before starting the biggest straight on the track and arguably the best overtaking spot on the circuit. And Ada's Raiden does get the fastest lap time with a 1:48. So this track is, the track evolution is definitely there. We're going to go ahead and continue on board now with Plugger as he begins Sector 3 here very, very shortly. Another tight hairpin on the track. This track does like its hairpins, and we do have a yellow, but that's of no concern. It is a 1:18 in Sector 2 at the moment, or at least this time at the checkpoint of Sector 2. Now he's going to go through the tricky technical Sector 3. Oh, he looks like he slowed down a bit more than necessary there, going into turn number 15. So that's a bit unfortunate there for Plugger. He might have lost a bit of time, maybe had a little bit of slip or hiccup,
Rekus, we're
but
calling
he's still
a red.
going to put pedal to the metal.
We're calling a red
Oh,
flag.
we're calling a red?
Yeah,
All
the
right.
Kicksab was stuck in the middle of the track, so I don't know what's going on there. All right, we'll be back
Oh,
very,
I
very
see
shortly.
that.
Right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Again, another red flag. It's not the night tonight, is it, for connections? We are back with Cota, round number 13, Division 2. Obviously, due to the red flag, we're starting again from short qualifying, so no one gets to do a full quali session this time. It's short quali, and we will get underway. Reckers, hopefully, we'll get some racing, and we won't have another red flag problem.
Yeah, I was actually looking forward to that qualifying session. I mean, what Cota isn't? It's not a common sight, so I was actually real looking forward to it. But yeah, Salvers are not really meant to be parked in the middle of the track. I'm sure several drivers had code brown, so it made sense to pull up the red flag. So we'll just see what goes on in the race today. Should be a fun one though, because we know Cota is a management circuit, and we know that man tires like to get destroyed around here. And oh man, it is sunny out here now. This is what I was expecting.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys will be happy with this now, having quali clear and nice and sunny, so they'll be able to sit some serious times. Yeah, a bit unfortunate. It would have been obviously good to get that full quali session going, but rules are rules, and you can't, like you're saying, you can't have a kick saber parking there, and it obviously makes it difficult because there is no ghosting. So, and if the guys go around and that car doesn't ghost, then they'll be held to pay. So you've given the opportunity for Dragon again to have another shot, and hopefully he doesn't leave the session or you get kicked out again and we actually get some racing going, because I think if not, then we'll be on to the next one, which I think is all just 10 points. I don't think we get a race going, so which is not the case. We want to get racing going, don't we? We want to see these guys at it on track.
Oh yeah, especially because Division Two is so competitive here at the Rush Racing League, and it's always and Circuit in America always provides some pretty good racing. We had a really good race in Division Four earlier on tonight, and I really want to see how these Division Two guys get on with it, because I know from our interviews last week at the end of the full race distance at the Red Bull Ring, we know that this is either you love it or you hate it type of track. Kind of similar with actually all the American tracks, come to think of it. So some drivers absolutely love this track. Others are kind of like not my favorite track. I personally like it. I think it's a lot of fun, but yeah, this track really burns through tires. And another thing too, with it being a short quali, this is gonna get hectic. I mean, we know qualifying always gets hectic towards those last like 2 to 3 minutes, but it's even gonna be even more so now because this sets the entirety of the grid, not just who gets eliminated in the first stint.
Yeah, no, you're right. It makes it very enjoyable. Looking forward to seeing what happens. But yeah, this should be a good night, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, as we are going to have some times starting to be set right about now. We have no interviews, unfortunately, tonight. It's going to go straight to the end of
Um,
this quali, and then straight back to not
Hate to
again.
be the bearer of bad news, but there is another kick Sauber parked. Oh, but he got free actually.
Oh, okay. All
It
right.
was the same one. It was Dragon again, just parked on the curb of turn one. He's gonna pull off track now. Yeah, that Sauber's not having a good night.
I'm just looking. I'm just keeping an eye out on that because I'm seeing he's glitching everywhere. I'm just checking
Yeah, I'm
out
seeing it
there.
too.
I'm just seeing if he is going to get another. Yeah. Uh, Pep, are we going to have to call this again and unfortunately get Whiff to replace Dragon? If you can hear me, I'm just talking to Pep at the moment, as Pep is the division manager tonight. I'm just keeping
I
an eye
mean,
on the kick at the
it's.
moment. We may have to do another one, unfortunately, which is not the case. And if just let me know what's going on here. He's good. Okay, we're all good. He is having issues. Okay. All right. What? Bear
I
with.
mean, it's looking like he's doing okay now. So we'll have to. I'll keep an eye on him. We'll see.
Okay. All right, I'm just keeping an eye on the comments coming through as well. All right, let's jump up to the top anyway. While we gave a nice little bit of screen time to Dragon there. Ilian has retired due to the quali ban. Dante does the fastest lap with a 1:30.860, so he goes pole at the moment. Then that gets followed very, very closely there by Yuki with under a tenth. Then followed very, very closely there with JF7 there with a 1:31.192. So they're your top three at the moment. We are starting to see times starting to come through. Shifty going up into P4, Limitless into P5, Lamb into P6, and then Bevs into P7, Halo into P9. We've still got Toasty. Looks like Plugger then up into P4. So both Mercs in P2 and P4. Good start for them so far. We've got Aiden as Raiden, Watanabe, Dragon, Zenitsu, Sebi, and Toasty still in the pits at the moment. As looks like Watanabe is going P5, looks all good. Wheel software's playing up. No, that's fine, no problem. Just let us know what we're going to do. No, it's not full quali, Scarface, just short, mate. After
Yeah,
red flag.
actually, yeah, that's unfortunate rules. I was saying kind of ooh, because I did see those wheel issues for Dragon. It might have been playing up again. He did have a bit of a slide going through the S's. That's why we saw a bit of a yellow flag in Sector 1, but it seems to be all good for now. Hopefully, it stays good. But yeah, it was very weird seeing that kicks out parked up twice, in different parts of the track. Yeah, his wheel is not cooperating with him today, which is really, really unfortunate.
Yeah, no, it's a bit unfortunate there. We'll have to wait and see. Sparko in the chat, welcome, mate. Welcome back to the stream. Right, let's have a look. We've got some outlaps going on here. We're going to jump on board with Toasty or Sebi. Which one?
Let's do Toasty.
All right, okay. I will leave you to it to do your full flying lap of the night. Let's have a look and see what happens. Over to you, Rekus.
All right, so we're seeing him just navigate through this sector. He's actually slowing down to let the RB driver through. He's letting Sebi go through. I mean, getting a tow is pretty good on this track, especially with those two massive straights coming out of turn 20 and then turn 11. So at the beginning of the lap, and then also in the majority of sector 2. So let's see what he's gonna do. He's only got 2 more corners left to navigate, and then Toasty will be on a flyer. He's gonna actually get a pretty good tow there from Sebi behind. So both of these cars are gonna start right around the same time. And the lap is underway. We're gonna see how they both navigate going through turn 1. This is a very steep left-hand hairpin, very easy to invalidate because you're carrying so much speed on the exit of the corner. He handles it very nicely now going through the rest of Sector 1. He's got the micro S's and then now soon to be the larger S's. And this is a spot that you can invalidate if you're not careful, if you don't measure that throttle absolutely perfectly. And then he manages to get through without getting an invalidation. We've seen drivers invalidate that part of the track before. Now going through turn 10. Now he's about to take on the second hairpin of turn 11. He's going to put full pedal to the metal now. He's burning that ERS a little bit. Now the ERS is fully being burned. As the DRS zone opens, he's getting a tow there from Sebi. So he's going to get a little bit of increase in that top speed, getting up to about 202 miles an hour on the straightaway before hitting the brakes into the hard braking zone of turn 12. Going through now the twisty technical sector 3 as he continues to navigate this track. Now you gotta wonder if the dirty air from the RB is gonna mess him up a bit, and we gotta see if it's diminishing returns there. They will have to get past a Ferrari that's off the side of the track, but it is of no concern to these two drivers. They're gonna continue to put pedal to the metal. They only got 2 more corners left to navigate, and then we'll see what their lap time is gonna be. It's not gonna be pole position for either of these drivers, but they will set their first times of the session, P13 and P14 respectively.
Well, there we go. So they'll have another couple of goes at this. We will be putting a prediction in around about that 6-minute time frame. Will be who will take pole position tonight. Normally we have a little bit longer in full quali, but tonight it's just short quali. Thank you very much for everyone tuning in, staying with us. Do apologise for all the red flags that's happened tonight. I know connection issues does cause a bit of a problem, and we do lose the audience. They do get a little bit bored. So thanks for staying with us, and appreciate it. Right. At the moment, we've got Dante in P1, Yuki in P2, and Zenitsu in P3. So we have got Who else is on an outlap that is ready to go? We've got Dragon and Aiden as Raiden. I'm going to jump on board with Aiden as Raiden for a flying lap. We've got Dragon, he's moving over again. And he's going very slow. What is going on here in that kick? I'm just keeping an eye on him at the moment just to see what happens here. He's going very slow. He's now moving across again. He's waiting for the Aston to come down into... Okay, cool. That's all good. He's just going very slow. So we'll jump on board with Aiden as Raiden. Dragon is fine. Okay, all good. No drama. All right, so we're going to jump on board with Aiden as Raiden for a flying lap of Cota. Here we go. Coming down the first main straight with the first part of the DRS. The car on the left-hand side getting out of the way. Looks like it could have been a Mercedes. We'll have to wait and see. They're coming into turn one. Very nicely done there. Now he's going to come into the S's. So easy to invalidate on this track through the S's. You've got to get it to perfection. Right to the curb there. Nicely there. Nicely done there. Gets onto the curb. Hold it nice and tight. Oh, loses the back a little bit, really fighting that car. And you do have to fight this car in Cota. It's one of those tracks, and there you go, he's invalidated that quick and that easy, Wreckers.
Yeah, it's so easy to validate, especially going through the S's, because you carry so much speed on this track. That's just one of the reasons why it's such a tire muncher, because you have so many high-speed corners that you're dragging those tires through. And so it's really tough to keep a good lap going here. And I did find out why Dragon was stopped. He gave his teammate a very nice tow going into the massive DRS zone in Sector 2. So all good. No more kick salvers being parked in places they should not be. It's so easy to validate on this track. Particularly through the S's, because most times when I'm running a qualifying lap on this track, if I invalidate anywhere, it's in the S's. So, yeah, it's just a really tricky track in general.
Yeah, it is indeed. We're going to jump on board for another outlap, which we will be jumping on board with Hado for an outlap 6 minutes in. So we will be looking at... I'm going to go get Wreckers to take this away while I put the prediction in. So I'll let you take it away with Hado, which is coming around the last couple of corners about to start.
All right, yeah, so Hado, once again, he's going to go ahead and get ready for another lap. His current time is a 1:32.001, just right on the cusp of a 1:32 flat, but he's definitely going to want to improve because the time to beat is 1:30.86. We'll see what he can do now. He's going to go ahead and start this lap. We're going to keep an eye on his sectors. He's going to go ahead and navigate through turn number 1. Oh, he's getting a bit wide there, but he pulls it in, keeps it on track, and now time to see it through the part that got Aiden this Raiden invalidated earlier on. We're going through the S's. It's a part that will really shred your tires, and it's also really easy to invalidate. You gotta be precise, you gotta be perfect on the throttle, and it's such a tricky part of the track, but he navigates it through. He gets through without any kind of invalidations. He's going to go now on to sector number 2. He's going to put pedal to the metal now as he goes through the longest straight on the track. He's going to give a tow there to Bevs behind him. He's going to go ahead and continue. Now, this is the best spot on the track to overtake. He's going to go ahead and get ready for the hard braking zone after burning a ton of battery to turn into turn number 12. Now time for the most tricky section of the track. He is 4/10 up on his previous time. It is a purple sector, so this time is going to be rapid. It's definitely going to be an improvement if he can keep it going, though. There's still plenty of places to invalidate. He's going to go through the sweeping corners of 17 and 18. He's going to put pedal to the metal now. He's got turn 19. He's only got one more corner left to navigate. He's going to be home sweet home soon. He's only got 19% battery. He's going to definitely turn on the overtake. He's going to do it, and it is going to be a time good enough for P11 with a 1:31.405.
Thank you very much, Wreckers. We do have the predictions coming in now. 36 seconds to go. Who will take pole? Dante, Yuki, Limitless, Zenitsu, JF7, or other? 30% are you saying other, 70% are you saying Dante. So they are the ones at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see. As Lamb has put himself up in the P2, Bevs has put himself up in the P2. 20 thousandths of a second between Bevs and Lamb at the moment. It is very close with the top four. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. We've still got Lamb. Looks like Lamb is about to start a. No, he's about to come in. Bevs is about to come in as well. So 4 minutes in, and the time's really starting to come in at the moment. Aiden has Raven's still not set a time. So is he going to wait until the last part before he then sets a time? He's the only Alpine out there tonight. He's been very impressive the last few weeks. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Aiden Raven can do. Is he leaving it a little bit too late just in case he invalidates Rickers?
Yeah, it's always high risk, high reward, right? Especially when it comes to these singular qualifying sessions, because you pretty much have to kind of consider like, yeah, the track is going to be at its best state when it comes to the track evolution. But like you said, I mean, it's so easy to invalidate on this track. It's a point that we've hammered home time and time again on tonight's stream, and we've seen several invalidations across the board. Sometimes you can leave it perfectly late, but if you get invalidation, like you can invalidate on turn 20. I mean, it's an easy corner not to invalidate, but I mean anything can happen. So yeah, it's a high risk, high reward, but I mean Aiden, he's got pace, like you said. He's been a pretty impressive driver in that Alpine. Might have flown under the radar for some, but I think Aiden does have decent pace, but he's got to get really close because you also got to think there's also going to be a flurry of drivers trying to get their last laps in.
Oh yeah, definitely. Obviously, 2 minutes to go. We are going to jump on board with Dante. I'll take this one away this time, and this will probably be the last time that we see a lap here. We've got 35 people tuning in. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thanks for staying on board with us. Aiden's Raiden's still not coming out of the pits yet, but we will jump on board with Dante for a fly. He is in pole position at the moment. Will he be able to cement this? Right, coming up to start his lap. Get onto the power. Get onto the DRS. Coming down the main straight. Here we go. Into turn one. This is the way you really do need to start off your lap. So very nicely there. Gets on to turn one. Nice. Very smooth. Very well done. Keep an eye on that sector one times if he's up or down on his time. Now he's going to go for the S's. He needs to get this right. Very well done. Onto the curb. Onto the curb there. Nicely done. No losing the back end out. Very smooth coming around the corners. Very nice. This is looking like a very good night for Dante tonight here, and he's doing very well. He's going to get a massive toe off the back of his teammate as well. Kick Sauber could be up for a serious points position tonight, and also could be starting qualifying in P1. Now he is right behind his teammate of Dragon with the toe. Does he let it go all the way down to the end, or does he move out the way? He's burning every single part of his ERS, and now he's moving out the way. There we go. Going into sector 2. How much is Dante up on his time? That's the question. They can just still wait for that time for sector 2. Just under 2.5 to 2 attempts at the moment in sector 3. He's in, so he's looking at a 1:30.6 at the moment. Coming up to the last final corners. 1 minute of quali still to go. Has he gone too early? That could be the other case. Still a little bit of ERS left, only 16%. Keeping it very nice and clean there within track limits. Car in front doesn't get out the way, but it's not in the way at all. 1:30.5 for Dante. That is a good lap for Dante in Division 2.
Yeah, that's a really solid lap. Getting that toe from your teammate certainly helps around this track, especially with that massive straight. And I think he might have got a toe from a Red Bull too, right on the last straight. So I mean, yeah, excellent lap, excellent consistency, excellent car control from Dante there. If he gets pole position here, he definitely would have deserved it. And now, I mean, it's going to be a flurry of cars. It's almost like a Grand Prix we already have going on here with just all these cars come across the line with 10 seconds to go. It is going to be chaos here on track. So expect some unintentional impeding. Hopefully we don't get that, but just I would expect it. And yeah, this is going to be a flurry of activity here. Everybody is still on a lap, with the exception of Lyrian, who does have that quali ban. So, I mean, everybody is just going out now. So, I mean, honestly, Dante could even be down in like the last, 10 positions, possibly, just with how quick everybody's qualifying times could be here. Sebi will be the first one to finish off here. He will not really improve his time. He will be in P14. at least for right now, with a 1:32.118. Toasty's done. He's invalidated. Dante's invalidated. So the second place, Astons are still on good laps at the moment. So I mean,
Oh, Zenitsu!
it's anyone's fault.
Did he invalidate on that last corner coming out? It just
Yes,
seemed
he
to.
did.
Oh, wow, that is drama there for Zenitsu. And I'm just trying to find out who's next. We've got Watanabe, and he's got a bucket load of cars behind him. We've also got the two Mercedes that they were on the toe there, and they're stacking behind each other. So hopefully that will work for them. Watanabe coming around the last couple of corners. A lot of people taking that last corner wide. Goes up in a P6. Good position from him. Who's behind him? It looks like it's another Aston Martin of JF7 up into P2. Really good start from him. We've got other people. Bev's up into P2 now. Lamb down into P3. Everyone is moving around like musical instruments. Limitless into P2. Dante into P1. Toasty, is he going to be able to beat Dante? No, he's not. Dante takes pole position of Cota going into the race. Fantastic job there. And that didn't work for the Mercedes. Down there in P8 and P12, even though they were following each other with the toe. Bit of drama in Cota qualifying there.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got to give it to Dante though, because his consistency and just how precise he was on the movements. He seems really dialed in here tonight. He's got that setup locked in, and even his overall just driving. I mean, he just looks like he's on rails tonight. So I would expect pretty good things from Dante here today.
Oh, no, definitely. But don't underestimate the two Williams as well. Lamb and Shifty, P5 and P6. After Lamb did invalidate and did have at least 25 seconds to get through, and he did set a lap, though. So a very, very good start for Williams. And Williams have been pushing on the door, knocking on the door for those constructors' points and overalls. But here we go. Here are your classification results tonight. Dante taking P1, Limitless taking P2, Dale Bev's taking P3. They are your top three. Then you've got Ainer's Raiden. So we saw him last, and he's now gone straight up to P4. So he's got a lot of confidence. They got Lamb, Shifty, JF7, Yuki Bear, Hado, Watanabe, Zenitsu, Plugger, Jizzle, Dragon, Sebi, Toasty, and then unfortunately Ilian that had the quali ban. Well, there you go. Marty coming in
Yeah.
with
So
a bit of guidance there for Dante. Good driver, just needs a little bit of guidance. Yep, that is true. That is some drivers just need that little bit of an edge, a little bit of more assistance maybe to get better and learn from their mistakes. But we'll have to wait and see. But a really, really good night for the Kick Sauber driver of Dante tonight.
oh yeah, I mean, Kick Sauber. I mean, they're in this fight still, trying to get this constructors. Although, granted, they are down all the way into P4 as of Austria last week in the standings. But I mean, they have a chance to really make up some good ground, like you said. Lots of points on offer, especially with Dante starting on pole. And I mean, he just looks dialed in. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Dante just has a very strong race here. Probably the best race of the season here at Cota. I mean, yeah, he looks very competitive, but as we know, anything can happen in racing, especially at Division 2 in Rush. I mean, just look at Austria. I mean, and even we can even go back to Div 3 even when we commentated that race. And there's going to be those 5 red lights coming on, and we're about to get started here in the Circuit of the Americas. And it is lights out, and away we go. It's a good launch there. Actually, it looks like Dale had a little bit of wheel spin there on the launch. XD Lamb might be able to jump up a position, and Limitless Draco did have the lead, but taking the outside line on that hairpin is a very smart move for Dante. He's back up into the lead. Draco having a really good start as well, and the Williams man of XD Lamb. And we get through these S's so nicely. I mean, I was honestly expecting a little bit of contact, but that just shows you the high caliber talent that we have here at Rush Racing League Division 2.
Ooh, we've got Toasty going around the outside of Ilian, getting that job done into P16. We've only got one guy on the soft compound tyres, and that's Sebi, and he is really trying to make his way up through the pack, up into P14. Good job for them on them softs. He's going to be very, very quick. We've got Suzetsu, that Navy's dropped all the way down into P10. Dante back up into P1. There's a lot going on at the front here. Look at Ainer's Raiden putting the pressure on Bevs. Bevs keeps out in front of Ainer's Raiden. Yuki in that P6 position. Plugger not moving anywhere at the moment. There is a bit of drama going on. People off track, people just trying to keep up. Beves has gone all the way down into P6. So what's happened there? He's got himself into a bit of situation there. We'll have to wait and see. It's still early days. We've got 27 laps to go. But there is a lot of drama going on. Watanabe and his teammate there, and JF7 is falling down the pecking order. Does he have damage on that car? We're about to wait and find out and see. No, he doesn't. He's just gone very, very slow. These guys just need to get a bit of a momentum, and then we'll start to see what happens there. But Dante leading the way with Limitless, Slam, Aiden, Yuki, Dale, Shifty, Hado, Watanabe, Zenitsu, Plugger, JF7, Jizzle, Illyrian, Sebi, Dragon, and Toasty at the back. And we're seeing Dragon go for the move into turn 1 on Sebi. Does he get the job done? We see Jizzle going very wide there, and a lot of drama happening, but very, very clean so far on lap 2 out of 28 Rex.
Yeah, indeed. I think it did see Jizzo get a bit wide. There is a car with damage though. Hado is missing that front right end plate. I think he did have a little bit of a touch and go with one of the Astons. I think it might have been Watanabe there, but yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty dramatic race here at the get-go. But then again, it's lap 1, turn 1, so I mean, you're always going to expect some kind of tomfoolery to happen, especially when you have all these drivers that are so hyper competitive, always pushing for the best result for themselves and for the team, both in the division and in the overalls. So I mean, that's also something we haven't really talked about much, is the overalls. It's just going to be a competitive race as we see Dragon getting through. He did drop down quite a few positions. He was in P15. He got past Sebi. He will move up into P15 at the moment. But pretty much all these cars are within DRS range of each other. So this pack is going to stay really tight. We did see Draco take the lead of this race. But got to remember, it's only lap 2 out of 28, soon to be lap 3 of 28. And there's still a lot of racing to go here.
There is a Limitless. It's just on the fastest lap with 134.348. There you go. There your position changes. So we see the ones in green, and we see Illyrian has made up 4 spots already from P13 to where he started at the start of this race. We've seen Yuki Bear that's made 3 spots up. We see Bevs has lost 3. We see JF7's lost 5. So they are your biggest losers at the moment. We're going to jump back off that, and we'll keep on board these tyre situations here. Everyone in the DRS, as Rekus did say. Yuki in that 3.5 tenth gap there to Aiden Raiden. He's got Bevs right behind him. And then we go a little bit further back down. We've got Zenitsu as well, 3.5 tenths. We've got Plugger putting the chase on him. He looks ready to make the move round the outside. Oh, a little bit of a tap there from the Mercedes driver. And that leaves JF7 to come at him as well. So people are making a few moves, but they're just waiting to make them. As we're seeing a move going on here, Limitless losing the lead to Dante. Now take that lead back. So a little bit of a fight between Limitless and Dante as Watanabe loses out there, and Hado goes round the outside, side by side with Watanabe. You can. Fantastic places to overtake here in Cota. Always Watanabe's trying to go for the switch, but gets tangled on the back of the Haas driver. Zenitsu then tries to come in. Toasty gets a 3-second time penalty. Back a little bit further up, we've got Aiden Raiden, who's just lost that to Yuki. Yuki now up into P4. Aiden Raiden down into P5. Battles happening left, right, and centre at the moment, but Hado has lost the DRS already on lap 4 by battling Watanabe, and that is going to hurt him in this race very early on. He's now 1.6 behind. He's going to have to really pull in because he's got Shifty as his next opponent, and Watanabe is ready to pounce, but he's got Zenitsu right behind him. There's a lot going on behind as well. Plugger gets past JF7. Excuse me. Ilian down there in P13, staying in with the train. At the moment, it's a train going on from all the way from P1 down to P7, and then P8 all the way down to P14, Rickus.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, there's so much going on here, and like you said, there's so many good spots to overtake on this track here. At the Circuit of the Americas, they always say everything is bigger in Texas, and I think so far that has been the case here with this race. As Jizzle, coming from a long way back, tries to get the late braking move onto something over the hot spinning in the background. Toasty got spun around there, coming off the exit of turn number 11. Oh, that's really going to hurt this race. The Haas cars are just not having the greatest of times here tonight, as we still see the battle of Lyrian, who's been a really solid mover in this race. I know we talked about him a little bit earlier, but Lyrian is going to try to get the move on the plugger. He's going to hook it up the inside, almost touches the back wheel to the front wheel. And he's going to move up into P12 from starting from P17. Lyrian is on a charge right now, and he is on the medium tires like a majority of the field. So it's not like he's on the softs like his RB teammate. He is just pushing and getting stuff done. I mean, you got to commend him for such a very solid effort in this race so far. But he's got some cars right behind him. Plugger is going to be very keen to try to retake that position. But the question is that, like, we know that this track does like to chew up tires like a 7-year-old chewing up bubblegum. So when are we expecting that pit window? Because, I mean, yeah, I mean, we've seen drivers manage tires to no end, to points that they shouldn't be. I mean, just take a look at Austria last week. We've had several drivers in several divisions take tires to lap 50, 60, and so on. So I mean, tire management is possible, but it's way harder around this track.
No, definitely. Tyre degradation here is absolutely awful. I'm looking at the moment, and Watanabe has lost the DRS to Dale Bevs there. So we saw Halo losing it now, and now Watanabe has lost it, but Zenitsu has got the job done, and Halo is coming back at Watanabe. So it looks like his battle is going to be the midfield pack, but watch out for Ilian, because Ilian now up into P11, and he is making his way through the pack, just being cautious, being careful. Goes for the move around the outside on Watanabe. Does he get the job done? Yes, he does. Oh no, Watanabe's going to come back at him, and Ilya and Watanabe are going to go side by side. Oh, this is nice racing, good racing, nice and clean. Ilian goes for the move. That's side by side again. Watanabe goes off track. That should be Ilian's move there. He's going to get the better line, gets the better line up into P10. Great bit of racing there for the Aston Martin driver of Watanabe and Ilian. And then JF7 is just right behind that. A little bit further back, Zenitsu 1.3 at the DRS zone. It's P7 all the way to P1 in the DRS zone still. Lamb still in that P3, Limitless in that P2, and Dante still taking the lead at the moment in P1. Thunderballs is written in the chat saying he believes lap 11 to 12 is when we will see these guys make a pit.
I would push it a little bit further. Personally, I would say maybe like 13 or 14, but I honestly trust chat more than myself, because it's admittedly been a while since I've done a race on this track, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go ahead and trust the predictions that chat. Even right, we see Two-Door Gaming even saying lap 10.
When will the front runners come?
Oh, yeah, there we go.
There we go. I'll do it now. Lap 10. Lap 11. Oh, hang on. Oh, I did that wrong. Lap 11. I'm going to do this quick because we're going to run out of laps. Lap.
Yeah.
13.
I'm also thinking, Chad, that the undercut is a massive, massive thing on this track. And I mean, yeah, I mean, even in F124 in general, the undercut is extremely, extremely powerful. So, I mean, we know that this undercut strategy has led to victories, but sometimes it has led to downfall. But especially with like tracks with higher tire degradation, I would kind of assume that the undercut, it would be the preferred strategy. I know in some tracks where the tire wear isn't as aggressive, the overcut might be a bit more favorable. But I mean, I know these engineers, they have poured over the data for hours, I'm sure. And so I'm sure that the engineers for all these 17 extremely talented drivers have definitely come up with a good strategy that works for them and their drivers' driving style. Because that's something else we have to kind of account for. Actually, we see a few pit stops already. Watanabe and Sebi pitted in for the hard tires. So do you think these tires can go to the end? Because I personally don't think so. Or if they are going to make it to the end, they're going to be fried.
Yeah, I think so. The Hards will do 20 here. The Haas will do 20 here. We got drama going on at the front as Dante leading this race. Limitless into P2. Gets early on the brakes. Lamb tries to go on the outside there. Or sorry, the inside. Doesn't get the job done. We've got Yuki Bear getting involved in this. Trying to go around the outside of Lamb. Has to stay in that position. And I'm waiting for him to go for the move on the inside. We see a lot of people go for that move on the outside. So you see one car go on the inside and the other car on the outside, especially in this Sector 3 area here. So we'll probably see that happen. It's audacious, but some people, if you can get it, if you can time it to perfection, it's a great maneuver done. I'm going to bring you to your attention here. Zenitsu is in the DRS of Dale Beeves. Remember, it was 1.2 or 1.3 out, and we're seeing some pit stops here. Raiden has come in. We've not seen the front runners come in yet. So Jizzle getting a 3-second time penalty there, but yeah, Zenitsu is in the DRS train now with everyone. So it's P1 all the way down to P11. Everyone is in the DRS zone, which is interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, you essentially almost have a wind tunnel effect in that second DRS zone coming out of turn 11. I mean, so we're going to see a lot of these positions changing out. Um, I'm, I'm actually still surprised to see as many drivers pit in this early. I mean, I figured the earliest would have been probably like maybe this lap or lap 9, but I was not expecting to see some pits this early on from some of the drivers. But I mean, I'm sure that their race engineer, like I said, has got that strategy down to a T. And we're seeing a lot of moves, and that was a very audacious move there from Limitless Draco. Although he had the speed, he had the slipstream, and he's got the move, he's back in the lead of this race. But for how long, though, is the question. You're only on lap 8 out of 28, so there's a lot more racing to go, as it looked like XD Lamb was thinking about a move onto Dante, but he decides better of it. He just decides to just go ahead and just wait a bit. There's better overtaking opportunities, especially with how long that back straight is coming out of turn 11.
Well, there you go.
And oh, here we go. Now we're seeing these front runners
Lap
pit.
8. Lap 8. So prediction is wrong. So prediction is completely wrong. So that will be deleted, and everyone's points will be given back because no one did it correctly. So there you go. Everyone's points will be given back to them. So, all right, I'm just going to go through these onboards because there were so many 4 days ago. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just going to just double check. Yep, these are all done. So we can give everyone those points. There we go. So we can complete all them. They're all done. There you go, guys. All of your predictions are done. We will be putting up another prediction, which I'll get records to do in a second. So everyone deciding to call it there. And I was thinking the Williams would call it. Someone had to call it because they were literally one spot between each other. So Lamb calling it, Shifty going longer, Yuki going a little bit longer as well. And we'll have to wait and see what the undercut is going to do here. This is going to be very interesting. Lap 9 out of 28. Plugger up into P5. Sebi getting a 3-second time penalty. Plugger getting the job done on JF7 there. And Zenitsu up into P4. So Bev's into P3. He's continuing. These guys have decided to call it earlier than probably expected, and they've called it a lot earlier than we thought that they were going to call it. Interesting. And I will be back in a jiffy, and we'll just keep it on with Yuki at the time being, and I'll let you take over for the time being, Rickus.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just chill out here at the front, and oh, here we go. Now, these drivers who did not pit in earlier are now gonna go ahead and make their pit stops now. Now we're gonna see Plugger retake the lead of this race. He's actually the only driver still out. Himself and Jizzle are the only drivers still out at the moment. So it's gonna be really interesting to see when those two come in. So they may be going for the massive overcut on this track, which could be give or take. If especially if there's a safety car, if there's a safety car, then that's not going to be great. They came out at a really rough time there, as they just see the sea of cars just going ahead and just swimming back through. We're gonna go ahead and see what's gonna happen here. Aiden actually did really benefit from the undercut. He is up into P3 at the moment. Plugger is gonna be within DRS range of Lyrian now. And Lyrian gets actually really, really close there to the Williams of XD Lamb. We're going to see how many position changes on the fresh tires. And it looks like there's a little bit of a contact there between Dale and Hato. I will work towards getting XD Lamb back into the session, which is unfortunate that he did get disconnected, but we'll try to get him an invite as soon as possible. All right, there we go. He's got an invite now, so back to the action at hand. Plugger is going to go and try to keep that spot and just get ahead of XD Lamb. His AI now was driving that car, so yeah, that was going to be an easy overtake for Yuki. Yuki is now trying to chase down Lyrian. Lyrian has had a lot of fanfare in the chat initially. So, and hopefully, it's always awesome to see the support for the drivers. You'll love to see it. Plugger is going to go ahead and make his pit stop. He will come in now and finally shed those 10-lap old medium tires and jump onto the hards. But the surprising one to me is that Jizzle is still out. He is still out on those mediums. He's going for a massive, massive overcut. But I think it's going to drop way, way down. I don't think that the overcut was really the strategy to go with here, especially with now 99% of this field already pitting. So it's going to be absolutely insane seeing where Jizzle will go ahead and reappear. This field did look like it kind of split now. So we have a DRS train from P3 all the way down into P8, and then from P9 all the way down to P14. Those are our deer on caps. And oh, that's a Sauber in the wall. Dante got spun around there by, I think, Lyrian. Lyrian hitting the back end of that kick Sauber, putting him into the wall. And the pole sitter now has massive front wing damage. Unfortunate there for the Sauber driver. Oh, that was just not good. Really, really unfortunate there for the Sauber man. I mean, that's just not what you want to see. You want to see a race done cleanly, but yeah, that's just really, really unfortunate there for the Sauber getting caught up in that mess and getting massive front wing damage. Pole sitter just, yeah, not in a great spot.
Bit of drama. Sorry, I just missed it. We got Jizzle there on those 11 laps, still continuing on those mediums. So he's obviously pretty okay with those tyres at the moment. He does have a 10-second gap to Aiden Raiden at the moment, though. But then Aiden Raiden is bringing in another 4 other cars, as we're seeing Ilian go for a move there, and he hits the back of Limitless. A little bit eager. Do you not want to get damaged here? If you get damaged here, you are in serious trouble, especially coming through these S's. You want to be able to get as much grip and as much traction going round. Watanabe, though, in that P5 position as well, following very, very closely with Yuki Bear. Some real big changes here that we've seen earlier on now, and I'm hearing that Dante's got damage to that car and he has fallen all the way back, and he's now just got himself a 3-second time penalty. So that will be looked at by the onboard stewards there, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. Seafoles, mate, good to see you, mate. Welcome back to the chat, mate. Jizzle domination, love it. Going back up to the top as Limitless up into P2 now. He will lead this race as Jizzle is probably going to come into the pits now, I would say. That 9-second gap is starting to fall, and it's starting to fall quite heavily at the moment, Records.
Yeah, I mean, there's overcut, and then there's just pushing your tires to the brink of failure. I'm pretty sure those tires are at least got to be around 40%. No, he's going to continue on. He's going to continue on. He's going to soak up the amount of laps led by this man. I even kind of chuckled that his name is actually blocked in Twitch chat just because of its interesting nature. So that just kind of got a little bit of a chuckle out of me. But yeah, it's really interesting to see that he's pushed those tires. He's pushing those tires to our original estimate of lap 13 to lap 12. So it's really interesting. He's still looking like he's got it going. He's still doing decent. He's about a half a second off of his fastest lap, and Sebi's out of this race.
Yeah, he's called it, unfortunately, as we've got 16 drivers left remaining. Must be blocked in the US, comes through fine here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Great job for Red Bull at the moment. P1 and P2. Jizzle in P1 and Limitless in P2. He's got 2.5 tenths of Ilian right behind him, and Ilian doing a fantastic job from where he was to where he is now. We'll have to wait and see. I think it looks like he's even going to go for the move. Yes, he does. Goes for the move into P2. Will start leading this race when Jizzle comes into the pits, who does have a 7.8 second gap to him. A little bit further back down, we've got Dale Bears down there in P9. I'm starting to see some of these guys that did go a little bit longer actually fall out of the battle in the top 5 there. So Bevs is one of them. We've got Hado, and we've also got Lamb. Lamb all the way down there in P15. Would never have thought that, and Plugger and JF7 as well. So interesting to see some of those guys that far down as well. Shifty making his way up. He is in the DRS pack there. Yuki Bear in the DRS pack. Lamb AI. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I do apologise. I was just away for a bit. And Chisel going again, 13 laps. So going to be very interesting to see what his second stint's going to be. And if a safety car comes out, he is going to be in absolute. Well, he's going to be with the freshest tyres out the whole grid. But interesting to see. He's really pushing him. He's only 6 seconds behind. Ilian's only 6 seconds behind him at the moment. Is he hurting his race at the moment during this Records?
I think he is, personally. I think that his lap time, he's losing about half a second a lap to Lyrian. So, I mean, given the pit stops take around 20-ish seconds, 23 seconds roughly, he's going to drop down all the way about right to the back, I would imagine. So, yeah, I mean, I guess he's just trying to find out, like, I'm just trying to think of, like, the logical reason for him to be pushing these tires this long compared to everybody else on that field. I mean, everybody else has pit. Jizzle is the only one who has yet to pit, and he's losing, actually, I think it's about now, a second and a half per lap to the car behind. So, yeah, he's losing a lot of time, especially in these corners, just because he just doesn't have that same tire grip that everybody else has. Unless he makes a hard charge through the field later, like what we saw Lyrian do from the start of the race, I just don't think that this strategy is really working out for the Red Bull driver.
Oh, he's going again. Oh, this is very interesting. Ilian in that P2 position at the moment, actually trying to pull away from Limitless, as you can see. Limitless 7.5 tenths behind. Ilian 6.5 at the moment, so he's really trying to pull that gap on that Red Bull driver. 30% ERS to Limitless's 35%. And if Illyrian and Limitless and Aiden start battling, this could give Illyrian a massive opportunity of winning this race, because he is 4.5 tenths, but they are pulling that gap back in. We're going to go back down to the bottom there. We've got Dante coming into the pits, going onto those soft compound tyres, and he'll obviously go to the end. Interesting on them softs, so obviously he thinks they can go to the end there. Lamb all the way down in P14. That's going to hurt tonight. Jamie Rose, mate, welcome, mate. Morning, mate. Hope you're great. Just let's look at some of the pens at the moment. What we've got with pens wise. Oh, there we go, pens. Then we've got Watanabe being overtaken there by Yuki Bear, and Shifty Wizard looking ready to pounce and make a move. Does he go to the outside? Yes, he does. On Watanabe for that P7 position. Oh, he closes them all. Shifty going to get really close there. Does he get the move done, or is he going to go side by side? We saw side by side action earlier on with Watanabe and Illyrian, and he's going to go again. Shifty tries to go around the outside. He's going to keep the inside side there. Watanabe's going to go the long way, doesn't get the job done. Is he going to stay with him? No, he stays behind him. So Shifty up to P6, Yuki in P5 at the moment, but he's got to be careful he doesn't lose the DRS, as well as Chisel has just got a 3-second time penalty. So he's pushing those tyres that much. He is now only 2 seconds behind Ilian. Well, Ilian's only 2 seconds behind. I keep saying he's behind him. Ilian is only behind him by 2 seconds, now 1.8. So Jizzle, I don't know if he's hurting his strategy here, if he's going to go on to some softs, but a big stint here, 15 laps on those mediums records.
He might actually be trying to go for the point where he can go onto the softs for the remainder of this race, or maybe he's going to try to do some advanced Valtteri Bottas type shenanigans and try to hold up Lyrian for Draco, so Draco has a shot at getting this race win too, because Jizzle is a Red Bull driver, at least for this race. So Draco, his teammate, is behind in P3. So, I mean, now we have Lyrian in that DRS range. So he's going to go in and put pedal to the metal now, try to get past this Red Bull. But I don't think this Red Bull is going to make it easy. We're seeing a lot of battery being burned there by Lyrian to try to catch this Red Bull. And yep, I think that's what we're going to be seeing here, is that we're going to see Jizzle really start defending hardcore for Draco.
Yeah, we just seen Yuki get the move there on Aiden's Raiden in that P4 position. Aiden's Raiden on two lap older
Ooh.
tyres. Jizzle up in the P2. Now he's going to get in the way of his teammate. He's got to be very careful. I think he may have just destroyed his race because he's going to come extremely slow behind Yuki Bear and he's going to hold up Yuki Bear now. And this is hurting Yuki's race. And Jizzle is he's gonna go again. He's going to go again. He's going to go around the outside. Yuki goes round the inside, gets the job done. Jizzle is being squeezed and he can't go anywhere because of those old tyres. And now he's going to be overtaken by Aiden's Raiden. And that has hurt Yuki. Yuki has lost the DRS to Limitless Draco there. Has Jizzle done Limitless a massive favour? The question is Yuki going to be able to get that that DRS back? 1.1, 1.1, Limitless, 4.5 temps behind Delirium. 24%, 32%. Yuki nearly in the DRS, 9.5 temps. I think he's got it. So it hasn't worked out. And Chisel, it's not worked out for him because he's dropped down into P5 and he has got Shifty right behind him, ready to make a move on the left-hand side. Chisel is so slow on those tyres. They must be absolutely cooked. I don't know why he's continued, but he's trying to do as much job as he can. Is Lamb back in? I have no idea. I'm not sure. Is Lamb back in, Rickus?
I've sent him, I think, about 3 invites, so I don't know if he is or not. I know I've sent him a few different invites. I can send him another one just to play it safe, but
Shifty
all
making
right,
the
well,
move
there we go.
forward. There we go.
Question answered.
Ooh, Shifty getting very close to Wantanavy. Wantanavy getting the job done there. Chisel down to P7. Chisel's got to come into the pits now. Get off those mediums and continue on to some other set of tyres. I don't know if that's going to be softs or hards. We'll have to wait and see here. Back up to the front. Illyrian leading this race. Limitless in P2. Yuki in P3. A good job so far. And he will be over the moon where he is currently. Will that stay? We'll have to wait and see. Aiden in that P4 position in the DRS of Yuki. Watanabe just out of the DRS of Aiden as Raiden. Shifty in the DRS of Watanabe. Bev's out of the DRS of Shifty. So he's really not had the night so far. Probably got caught up in traffic early on, but we know he is extremely consistent and anything can happen in this race. 10 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a bit of drama going on. Toasty in another 3 seconds. Jizzle into the pits on them soft compound tyres. But is it too late? P12. Ooh, that's a big drop there. And Lamb looking to go around the outside. Toasty has retired. I think he's called it a night in the pits. So he is out of this race. 10 laps to go. Ooh, it's getting very interesting now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, this race can go anyone's direction. So I mean, even though well, Dante's now getting another 3-second penalty, so he will join the penalty club or increase his penalty in that penalty club. But yeah, I think the strategy for Jizzle was to try to back up this lead pack to Draco and then try to hold up the pack behind him. But that didn't really work out in the favor of the Red Bulls because you saw it only took 1 sector for Yuki Bear to get out of DRS range into that DRS range and now basically right up the gearbox of Draco. So, I mean, I can see where the strategy was, but I just don't think it played out super well for the Red Bull squad. But we'll have to see how everything is going to go with 10 laps left to go.
Yeah, I don't think it has. People are saying he came out in the same spot he was in. Let's have a look. Well, he's gained 1 spot when he started in quali, so that's it. But Lyrian, 16 places, 19 laps out of 28. Anything can happen here in this race. We've got Yuki, 94% ERS, Limitless 55, Illyrian 67, Aiden's Raiden 49. He's bringing in Shifty. Well, Shifty's 1.8 behind at the moment, so he's bringing in Watanabe and Bevs and Zenitsu at the moment, and anything can change in this race as we've seen drama happening with Toasty just DNFing and Sebi as well, both from the pits though, unfortunately. So 15 guys, every single guy is going to get points. Question is Shifty going to be able to get back in this DRS of this top 4 pack, Rekus?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question indeed. Shifty, he's got his work cut out for him tonight. I mean, he's got a lot of hungry cars behind him. Watanabe, Dale, Zenitsu, all 3 of those cars are really going to want to take that position. And with them fighting, it's going to really allow Aiden and the other 3 cars ahead of him to really start pulling away from Shifty. So Shifty really has to be careful, and he's really got to not be distracted. by those cars behind. Although that's definitely going to be easier said than done when they all want those positions and those points. It's 4 different constructors, so 4 different points for themselves, obviously, 4 different points for their constructors, and then on top of that, an extra amount of points for the overalls. Which I mean, we're over halfway through the season, and I mean, we're running out of races. Every driver is going to want to maximize how many points they're going to get. As Yuki Bear, who's been on a massive charge since Jizzle actually, or since he got past Jizzle, is now up into P2. But if these two keep battling, then Lyrian is going to do that last to first challenge that was talked about in chat.
Yeah, well, I've just put a prediction in. Who will win this race? So there you go, guys. Prediction is in. There we go. And I'll go on to pens. There we go. There's your pens. So 3 for Zenitsu, 3 for Hado, 3 for Jizzle, and 6 for Dante. It's not gone to plan for Dante. It looked like it was going to be a fantastic race, and it's actually backfired. We'll have to wait and see there. Yuki Bear, 8.5 tenths behind Illyrian at the moment. He needs to really save some ERS because he's going to be in trouble in the next 8 laps because he's got some serious competition right behind him, which are all in the DRS train. Shifty's still not getting in that DRS as of yet, 1.8 seconds behind. We'll have to wait and see what the predictions are, but predictions are to win this race is Illyrian, Limitless, Yuki, Aiden, Shifty, or other. Remember, guys, channel points are at 45,000 for track selection now. So, Wreckers, if you haven't voted, get your vote in. If anyone else hasn't voted and needs any questions or comments asking what tracks are available or what's been picked, then I'm happy to let you know. But feel free, if you've got 45,000 points, get them in, and let's get the some more predictions and more track selections for Season 9. We are on lap 21 out of 28 at the moment. Lyrian is leading this race, but he has got 3 other cars that are ready to hunt him down and take the move away. Shifty's still not in that DRS. He's trying as much as he can. He may just want to cement this P5 position. We'll have to wait and see. Spain has been selected. I'm just going to just double check. Let me double check. I can tell you what's been...
Yeah, I think Spain was selected.
I'll have a look. I've got all the selection. Yep, Spain has been selected. No, Canada has not been selected. France
is not in the game, unfortunately.
I don't know if it is in the game next season. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I don't think it is, because they haven't included it since 23, which is a bummer, because I actually did like Paul Ricard. I would love to see Le Mans, but yeah, that's a pipe dream and a half.
Ooh!
Le Mans selection. MotoGP uses.
We've got one coming through.
Oh, here we go.
We've got one coming through. Where is it? Thunderbolts is redeemed. 45,000. Canada. Ooh.
Canada.
What round?
Oh, Canada. We'll see. But yeah, Canada's a fun track. Yep. I like it. Lots of good overtaking opportunities. It's kind of like Cota, actually. 17.
Let me see if it's available. Let's have a look. Yep, it's available. All right, I'm just going to put this in now. Okay, well, there we go. I'm just going to add that in a second. I'm just going to hit that, and I'm going to pin that. There we go. And then I'm going to go on here, change it. It's really good. These channel points are really working with the track selection. That takes it down to 40,000 now. I think we're going to get all of our. I think we're going to get all of our tracks. I think we're going to get all of our tracks selected before the end of the season, which is great, which is really good. Anyway, let's go back on board. If you have tuned in with us, we have the Canada track selection for round 17. Did I say round 17? Please say I did.
Yes.
Gap to leader. Yeah, of course, you can see gap to leader. There you go. Illyrian is a 10th to Yuki. Limitless is 7.5 temps. We're seeing some fullbacks here. Dale Bev's getting in amongst it now with Watanabe. They're going side by side, lap 22 out of 28. Anything can happen. A safety car can still come out. We've seen it happen here in Rush Racing League, especially in these races, causing a little bit of drama. But tonight it's been extremely clean from what we've seen the last few weeks, which is really good. If Yuki wins, I can select a track. Okay, Vettel, I don't know why you want to leave it to that situation, but yep, that's all good. Up to you. There we go. So off back to tyres. 40 seconds to go. Who before the prediction is over, and we're going to have to start making our drive of the day. Well, first of all, my drive of the day goes to Illyrian. He's done a phenomenal job. What is it? 15 positions?
Yeah, honestly, I would say Lyrian too, but just for the sake of having another name there, I mean, Yuki's had a really solid drive too. I mean, he got stuck behind Jizzle for quite a while, and then even after that, he slingshot himself into the lead of this race, and he's even in a good spot to win, because he is pulling away 10th by 10th away from Lyrian. So, I mean, I would say my drive today would still be Lyrian, but Yuki Bear should also be up there for consideration.
So you're giving it to Illyrian or Yuki?
I'm gonna give it to Yuki just for a week so we can have a vote.
All right, we'll have a vote. I'll tell you something though. Shifty Wizard was 2 seconds behind Aiden's Rain. He's now pulled it into 1.3. It was 1.1 beforehand. So he's really trying to push into that, get into that DRS, to have a massive opportunity here. But as Aiden's Raiden is stuck behind Limitless, and Limitless stuck behind Illyrian, and Illyrian stuck behind Yuki. We've all got a lot of ERS to go. This is going to go to the final lap here, I think, at Cota. It's going to be very interesting to see. A little bit further down the bottom, not the best of nights for Kicks down there in P14, P15, or Lamb either down there in P13. Jizzle up in a P11 on them soft compound tyres. Doesn't have that pen. Has only gained one spot, really. Plugger really stayed in that position as Watanabe gets a penalty, so that will be green light for Shifty to continue. And Shifty has actually got into the DRS, or has he just fallen out of the DRS? He was 9.5 temps in it, and he might have just fallen out of it again. Let's have a look. It's 1034, 1.1. He is so close to that DRS, and Watanabe just getting that penalty as well. And yes, as further down, Plugger will get past Jizzle, and he might get past... no, he won't get past Hado. I think Hado was too far in front. We'll have to wait and see there. But those pins could be the case. But at the moment, Shifty is trying his hardest. What tracks are available now anyway? Give me a track and I will tell you. I don't really want to put them all in again because I have to wait until they're edited. But we've got Yuki still leading the way. Illyrian in P2. Limitless in P3. Monaco's gone. That's gone. Monaco's gone. But we're going to have to do our drive of the day. So I'll do our drive of the day now quickly. So Comms, Rekus, there's gone. Yuki, Bear, DOTD, Comms, SJ, and I'm going for Illyrian. Without a doubt. Alright, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll pin that. There we go. Monaco not available. No, not Dido. It's gone. Monaco. 2.5 temps. Limitless. Can you see anything changing at this front 3 or even front 5? Because Shifty is in the DRS and he's brought Watanabe and he's also brought Zenitsu and he's also brought Bevs as well. We've got an 8-car battle for the lead. It's going to be very interesting to see what else is going to happen here. But can we see any changes happening at the front 3 at the moment?
Yeah, I'm expecting some changes to happen. Yuki Bear hasn't really been able to break away from Lyrian, so I think Lyrian might be able to go ahead and slingshot himself back into this lead for a very impressive last to first attempt, but it's not going to be easy by any stretch. It's not like Lyrian's just going to cruise on through like, nothing ever happened, like everybody was cruising past the second Red Bull of Jizzle earlier on. It's going to be a fight. These drivers are going to fight tooth and nail to try to get this race done and dusted and to get that win and to get as much points as they can for the team. As we see Zenitsu going to send it up the inside onto Watanabe. He's going to get that move done and dusted, forcing him a bit wide on the exit of their camera. To quote the commentators from Division 4 camera's not playing ball, but
Ooh.
watching Avians and Itsu really get into it. Lots of contact between the two. Looked like there also could have been a crash, possibly, if that kept going on.
Oh,
Yeah, I see what
yellows.
George was talking about earlier.
Yellows
These cameras are not playing ball.
VSC. VSC. Dragons lost it. Someone's lost it round. One of the kicks have lost it. There's debris on the track.
Yeah,
Will
it's
that bring a
Dragon.
safety? I don't think it will. I think it's only going to bring a VSC out. That's it. It's just a VSC. Ooh, there we go. Interesting. Interesting indeed. This is going to slow
Another
them
layer
all
of
down.
drama.
It is. Big drama. Big drama. I'll have a look. I'll have a look. I think it's let me just have a look. I can change it. Let me just see what the limit is, because I know that I've put a time limit on it, because I don't want to keep everyone keep going in. How long have I got? What's the limit on it? 30 minutes. It's 30 minutes, guys. 30 minutes. So you should have 30 minutes and then be able to go again. So just let me know. Well, just fire it in when you're good to go. Right, everyone's going to have 100% battery, and that's what Kai was saying in the chats. Jizzle Soft's on 70%. Wow, could be punchy territory there. We could have some drama going on here. 26 laps out of 28, and if these guys don't get their delta right, they could have a drive-through. So they've got to be extremely careful on the delta as well. But look, it's brought everyone. Yes, brought everyone back into it. It's I can't call it. I can't call it at the moment. Prediction is saying Yuki 62%, Illyrian 38%, no one else. Just those two. So they're pretty confident on those two. And we have green lights again. JDI just overtake Watanabe on the VSC. So a little bit of drama going on there. We've got 3 laps of racing to go, and I don't know who's going to win this race, as Dragon just gets a penalty there. Yeah, this is an interesting race we're seeing here, Riggers. This is not over, is it?
Oh, not by a long shot. Yeah, we got 2 more laps left to go once they cross this line, and we're gonna start the penultimate lap here, lap 27. And like, it was said in chat earlier by, I believe it was Dito or someone. Everybody is gonna be on really high battery levels. I think most people are on 100% battery now, as this VSC came out. So it's going to be full pedal to the metal, lots of battery for all these drivers. They're going to burn it when it comes to lap 28. But they also have a kick salver that's about to be lapped here up in front. So that's a little bit of traffic that they may have to navigate around. I mean, we know the blue flag rules exist for a reason, unlike in IndyCar, but there's some parts of this track that are really easy to allow cars through, and other parts, like the Sector 3 and the S's in Sector 1, there's just not a lot of spots to really let cars through unless you just off-road your car, like you're turning your car to a rally car. I know Formula Off-Road is a thing, but that's not what we're driving here today. As Lyrian is going to get close, but no Tamale. He could have a move up the inside, like
Whoa,
Aiden is rating
Aiden is
was
going for the
trying to get
move.
done onto Draco.
Oh, bit of drama going on there. Bit of drama going on there indeed. I'm trying to give Dido. How do I give you? I can't give you a sub, mate. I'll have to do it on the next stream, unfortunately. I will give it back to you. Don't worry. I will give you a sub, Dido. No, give it to someone else. I can't. I'll see if I can. I don't know how to. How do I give someone a sub? Oh God! I'll do it. I'll do it to another day. I'll do it another day. Otherwise, I'm gonna forget. Remember, driver of the day is in at the moment. We've got 3-way vote for each. We're on the final lap of this race. Illyrian is in the best position he could possibly be behind Yuki Bear on the last straight. That is where it's all going to happen. But he's going to have Limitless and Aiden's Raiden and Shifty to deal with all of it. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen here. Yeah, mate, get your votes in if you want to vote. Vote. Whiff needs a sub. No, well, you can give Whiff a sub if you want to. It's up to you. Gift away. Yuki Bear, 6.5 tenths. Illyrian, 6.5 tenths behind him. Limitless, very, very close to Yuki Bear. Here we go. We're on the final lap. It is all about this final lap. 42 people tuning in, 20 laps out of 28. Illyrian is going to go for the move, 47%. They've both got the same. Here goes Illyrian. He's going for the move. He's got more airless than the Mercedes driver. He's got the move. He's got the move done. Limitless, he's going to go for the move on Yuki Bear, though. And Yuki Bear's going to come back. Illyrian, and he goes right behind. Oh, there's a little bit of a tap. Illyrian's got it all wrong. Illyrian needs to hold the line. Limitless is going to go around the outside to block Yuki. It doesn't
Oh,
work. He
that's so
loses the
close.
position. And it looks like Yuki Bear is just going to finish P2. Illyrian is going to take the win. Limitless is going to come back at him. Someone's gone right around the outside. And he's trying to go for the move. Limitless, is he going to go for the move on the inside? Does he go for the move? No, he doesn't. I can't see because everything's in the way. And it looks like Illyrian is going to cross the line, take the win. Yuki in P2, Limitless in P3, Aiden is rated in P4, Shifty in P5, Dale Bevs in P6. Bit of drama there at the back there. Hado in, looks like Watanabe going into P8. We will have some interviews coming up very, very shortly. Dido, thank you very much for the sub, mate. Really appreciate that. Jumping into Minmay, Kai, Toxo, Andus, and Nafist. Thank you very much there. And Jizzle has a puncher. Jizzle has a puncher. Those tyres are gone. He's got to be very careful he doesn't DNF because he's got Lamb right behind. Oh, Jizzle's
Ooh,
gone.
with the
Jizzle's gone off
spin.
track. That was a bad skid there, and he's completely gone off there. Unfortunately, Jizzle's pushed it all the way he can. And unfortunately, that didn't work well. Everyone who voted for Illyrian takes the win, and congratulations to everyone there. Illyrian taking the win there. That was a nice little bit of drama right at the end of that race, as always. And let's get ready for some interviews.
That was a heck of a finish, honestly. That was awesome to see. I mean, you could just tell that everybody was just putting pedal to the metal, pushing to the absolute limits of their cars and beyond. Illyrian getting the win here, last place with a quality band 2 first. That was an excellent drive from Lyrian. Yuki Bear put up an amazing fight, but man, oh man, what a last lap battle. That's definitely got to go into the yearly highlight package for Division 2. Lyrian getting driver of the day, according to the game. See about the poll. We'll
Yeah,
see
it's
what the poll
close.
says.
It's close. It's very, very
Oh, it's
close
close.
between them at the moment. We've got a hype train going on there as well. Should have time there if you do want to jump on and do a track selection. Should have a bit of time. What a drama! What a bit of drama there at the end there. Always love to see, and it was going to go down to that last lap. We did see that. But yeah, a little bit of drama. What happened there to Dante? He looked like that was his night tonight, and unfortunately got a little bit of damage when I was not here. Unfortunately, driver of the day goes to Yuki Bear. He gets the final vote there. So congratulations to Yuki. Right, let's go over to our classification results. Illyrian taking out P1, Yuki Bear taking P2, Limitless taking out P3. They are your top three. Aiden's Raiden taking P4. Alpine again. Aiden's Raiden is doing phenomenal in the last three to 4 weeks. Then we've got Shifty Wizard. He got in that DRS. That is a good job from him from P6 to P5. Bevs as well, unfortunately, didn't go to plan for him at the beginning. Dropped from P3 down to P6. I'm going to all the way down to the bottom. Fastest lap goes to Dante. He does get that fastest lap. And we lost Toasty and Sibby earlier on there. So we will get on board with some interviews to Yuki Bear on DOTD. Ooh, there we go. Well done. Right. Before we do that, take it away. What was your summary of that night? How did you find it?
Yeah, that was a very chaotic race. Especially right there towards the end. It was just kind of pandemonium throughout the entirety of the race. You obviously had that the early scuffles and obviously the very interesting Park Saubers in qualifying, and then we just had a lot of battles going up and down this field constantly. And then that last lap battle was the stuff of pure cinema. That is probably the most exciting finish I've seen to any race at Cota, and yeah, it just shows that Div 2 has some of the best racing in the world when it comes to F1 24.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, which is always good to see. What we'll do, we'll give someone an option tonight for a change, because I don't think Lemus is going to jump in because I still don't have a mic. Wow, that's nearly 12, 13 weeks. He still have a mic. If anyone wants to jump in the comms box, you're more than likely. You're more than welcome to. Right, I'm just going to do that because it doesn't look like we're going to get Limitless. We're not going to get Jizzle, I don't think, either. Now, we've got Illusion and Yuki in here. Everyone is putting chats in, which is good to see. Oh, no, that's not the prediction. We've got the prediction that's gone out. Okay, right. All right, we'll go over to P2 very, very shortly. Can I join the comms? Well, I don't. Do you need to, Kyle? You weren't in the race. So technically, you don't need to. We're talking about people in the race. I'd like to hear what Dante's got to say. So let's see if we can get Dante in. Because that qualifying was fantastic. So let's see if we can get Dante in the comms box. Hang on. Let me message him quickly. And then we'll go through some interviews. Jump in. All right. Yeah, no, a great night. Cota, obviously, very interesting race. Some people love it, some people hate it. Yes, Dante would be great. If we can get Dante in, we'll interview Dante, and then we'll start with the rest of the interviews as well. But that would be good to get Dante in if he wants to come in. All right, Rekus, I'll let you take it over with P2 in Yuki.
All right, Yuki, congratulations on a very, very, very hard fought P2. You started 8th on the grid, got yourself up to P2. So close, yet so far away from getting that win. How was the race from your perspective tonight?
It was good. It was good. Didn't get a final flying lap hit in quali, which I didn't think was a big deal, and then dropped to 8th, which was a bit of a kick in the guts. But started well. First lap was 5th, then got up to just worked my way up slowly through the grid. Got lucky with some incidents that were in front of me. Didn't get any flying cars coming in my way this time, but worked fucking really well. Oh, sorry. Worked really well with some people. And then, got second in the end on the last lap, which I don't know. Looking at tier 2 chat, could be could be P1. I don't know. Did not see any crazy crashes, but I'll take P2. I'm not going to sniff and complain about that one.
I mean, yeah, you had a very fantastic drive. Good points for yourself and good points for Mercedes in Division 2 and in the overalls. I mean, it was a very fantastic race. P2 to P8. So we know we're getting closer and closer to the end of the season now. We only have about 6 races left to go and then the mystery round. So next time we're heading to Singapore. So how do you feel about Singapore? Do you think it's going to be a track that you're going to be good at? Is it going to be a struggle track? Just walk us through your ambitions for Singapore.
Singapore. Well, I can say I won't do worse than last season. Thank God. It's not. It's one of my favorite tracks, but I don't find myself being very good there on this game after a few updates. So I don't know, but I'll aim for top 5 as I usually do.
All right. Well, that's a good goal to have. You know, not putting too many expectations on yourself. Although after the drive you had today, I'm pretty sure that is more than likely to happen. Once again, congratulations on driver of the day and getting P2, and I will send you over to SJ.
Thank you, Marcus. Obviously, a very interesting night of both races tonight, Division 4 and Division 2, with the red flags and drama going off. But yeah, don't we just love F1 24? Please fix it. But they won't, so we'll forget about that. But let's talk about your race. Obviously, pressure. You were very, very happy last week in Austria. Obviously, it was a big, big race. Coming to this race is a tough one. Especially the S's. And obviously, we know the tyre where he is absolutely ridiculous. They seemed to fall off very quickly. Everyone was like saying lap 14 or lap 13 to come in, and you all came in on like lap 7 and lap 8, which threw us off a little bit. How did you find the race went for you tonight from your point of view? Because we saw it was a bit of a DRS train, especially in that sector 3 area, which looked difficult to get past because it looked like it was limitless and Dante just obviously taking turns to swap, and then everyone else follow until we start to see the strategies start to form.
I was the pit window got me. I wasn't planning on pitting that early, and then everyone came in. I was like, "Oh, I got to pit, I guess." Not would have been my first choice because those tires weren't very happy at the end, but race was it was a good race. P2 I'll take, but like I worked well. Didn't no one wanted to overtake with not having DRS in the last lap, so I had to just deal with trying to push flat out on the last lap, keep DRS to build a gap, and I was hoping to get P2 behind the V carb, and I did that. I was very happy with that because I didn't want to get like pulled down. I could have got pulled down to like bloody 5th or 6th at one point if I'd had a bad lap, but no, did it well. Some interesting racing going on the final lap, but yeah, no, I got no complaints. Won't be putting any complaints in. I had a clean race, so that's all I can hope for.
No, all good. Obviously, last lap shenanigans. We always go for the last lap. It is always hype. Always, we hype it up as much as we can, and it is probably difficult for you guys. We see that obviously Illyrian's behind me. He obviously had Limitless not throwing. He was very, very closely to the back of Illyrian. Do you believe that you burnt your ERS a little bit too sooner than probably normally you should have done? You probably should have maybe burnt it a little bit later, maybe? Well, did you believe that that's the reasons why Illyrian got that job done? Because he had a little bit more ERS coming behind you, and obviously with the DRS as well, which is twice as powerful. We understand.
I think personally I played it really well. That was my plan to get. I was hoping to be able to go into Illyrian's slipstream and hopefully went hot on the brakes, which he did, but had a really shouldn't say anything, but not a great rejoin, and I kind of got boxed in, and then didn't have another chance to overtake. But no, it was good fighting. No one was overly dirty, but I was in P1, so I didn't really see much. So I got no complaints. So
okay, all right.
Well, I can get.
We are heading over to a double round now, very, very soon. Round 14 is Singapore, and then obviously round 15 is Interlagos, and both of those rounds are sprints. Is this going to be, because this has now brought you 10 points to Bev's now, you're 10 points behind him. Is this a massive opportunity that you need to capitalise in these two races?
It is. There's still a lot of racing to go in this season. It's going to be close. I pray it's not. I hope I run away with it, but it won't happen. Never easy. Dale's good. He's always consistent. He's always up there, apart from last week. So it's going to be close. I believe I've got the pace advantage over him. I hope I can be more consistent. But tonight helps. Every little bit helps. Every few points help. And hey, even if it comes down to me just finishing a place or two in front of him, like it's 10 points. That can be gone in one race, or it could take the rest of the season be won on the last race. I don't know.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting to see. It'll be a good fight. I don't know what the last round is since it's a mystery, but I'll take what I can get. I'm happy with the. Did you say driver of the day? Was that me or was that somebody else?
No, you got driver of the day.
Oh, there you go. There's icing on the cake for me.
It was close. It was close between you and Illyrian. It would be good if actually all the viewers started voting in on these things. Then that would be really, really good to see. Because we get so many people tune in, but then no many people really engage in the chats. If we get more viewers, then obviously it opens the voting up a little bit more. But no, congratulations on the P2. Great drive, and look forward to seeing what you can do next week in our sprint weekend at Singapore.
Thank you. See you, boys.
Okay, right. We'll jump over to this one because we haven't got, unfortunately, Limitless in. So I'm going to take this over to Dante, mate. This is probably not an interview that you probably want to have with us, but we're going to have it anyway. Qualifying, mate, you showed some fantastic pace out there. Took pole position. What went wrong after qualifying? Because you looked like you had this in the bag. You consistent, very smooth. You were switching the DRS with Limitless and others tonight, and then unfortunately I went away, and then you got damaged, and then you're at the back. So give us a bit of an insight what happened in the later stages of the race, if you're there. Is he there?
I don't see a muted mic icon. I do see an Xbox
You see an
icon, but
Xbox
that's
icon.
all
I
I can
don't think
see
he
from
wants to
here.
talk to us. I don't think we're going to hear from him. Dante, are you there, mate? Oh, well, that's a shame.
Maybe he's trying to get his mic to turn on. I know sometimes
Is it me?
Oh, yeah,
sometimes with
yeah, yeah.
console. Oh, there we go.
Hello, sorry.
Did you hear
Got
anything
out.
I said, or have I got to repeat it?
Would you mind repeating it?
Uh,
Sorry.
all right. Well, we saw. All right. I'll ask you one by one thing by one, because I've got to leave Rekus for someone to say, because otherwise he'll have a go at me. Qualifying. Tell us, like, obviously confident on this track. You looked like you had the pace, and you took pole position. So, what happened in the closing in the later stages of the race for you to obviously get, yeah, you get damage and unfortunately fall the way down to the bottom?
First of all, congrats to the top three. Not sure who was third, but congrats to them, congrats to Yuki, and congrats to Illyrian, what is currently P1. But yeah, it was just, I think it was me going a bit, losing my head. There's maybe a factor of lag in there, but I don't want to speak about it because it's what reports are for, and whatever that decision is the right decision, I guess.
So a little bit of a lag that caused the damage to your car.
Lag with it was a collision with Illyrian, but I don't want to speak about it.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see what happens with the stewards, and I'll pass you over to Rekus.
Well, Leary, or sorry, Dante, not the race you would have liked to have, unfortunately. So, like SJ said, next week it is a sprint week at Singapore. So, do you think your chances are going to be better at Singapore? Do you think you could turn around? What are your thoughts about next week?
Yeah, well, I'm a pretty big fan of Singapore. Like, it was the first F1 race I went to, so it's sort of in my heart. I won it last year. I won the feature race, so high expectations for myself. But going based off the pre-season race this season, it is not looking good. So, gotta have to put a bit of practice in.
Of course, yeah. I mean, obviously, practice makes perfect. The last question I want to ask you is, were you aware, and what were your thoughts about your teammate Dragon having those weird issues at the start of qualifying, which did initially lead to a red flag?
Yeah, well, I was AFK for like the first 5 minutes of that first session, but I came back to hear that he was glitched on track. And then in that second lobby in short qualifying, he was having problems with his brakes and throttle and whatnot. So he was saying he was beached in turn one for a good minute or two. So not sure what happened there, but he ended up getting it going, although it sort of didn't help him in the race. I think he was still having trouble with pace.
Yeah, we caught it on camera both times when he was just kind of beached in weird spots. Kind of reminded me of XD Lamb back in Bahrain a few months ago. But all right, that's all I have for you. I wish you the best of luck next week. Hopefully things go a lot better because we know that you have the pace. We know that you're a very rapid driver. Just unfortunately things just did not go your way. But overall, better luck next week.
Cheers, Jay. Have a good night, boys.
Cheers, mate. Thank
You
you.
too.
All right. Well, we're going to go over to the winner of this race, Illyrian, mate. What a night! Qualifying, ban. You probably got away with that again, obviously, because no full quality and it went to short quality. You just bided your time from what we saw, and you made it through. And yeah, was there a safety car tonight?
Oh,
Nah,
there's a
virtual.
VSC.
We had a VSC, incredible. Yeah, tell us about your night, mate, because yeah, top job.
Well, obviously, as you knew, I had that quali ban from God knows how long it's been, probably like 2 months ago. And yeah, obviously, Cota is one of my favorite tracks, and I just had to bide my time a little bit. And yeah, there was a few like incidents, but honestly, when you actually see my POV, they're literally like F all. There was nothing. You can't really blame it on me. It was either lag or hard racing. And yeah, and to be honest with you, when everyone kind of pitted early, I was quite surprised. So I just joined. I stayed behind Shifty Wizard, and then yeah, we stayed out. And Yuki and a few others stayed out an extra lap, and then somehow I managed to pass Yuki into turn one after the pit stops. And then from there, I just had to pass my way through everyone. And with Dante as well, when he sees, I've already sent him my POV. When he sees it, to be honest, he does kind of like turn in on me a little bit. And yeah, you know how it is with like, obviously I'm European and he's Australian, so the contact model is a bit shy. And then other than that, it was calm, man. Yuki was rapid. Stayed up with Yuki for the last 4 or 5 laps, and I just waited until the last lap just to pounce. And yeah, luckily I did get the win at the end. And to be honest, like I told you yesterday, G, I was gonna see you on the podium today.
I do like the arrogance, Illyrian. It is sometimes good to have the arrogance and do it. And he did a great job, but it wasn't easy. Obviously, the last lap, did you knew what you were going to do? You obviously probably in the best position with the DRS, but we know in those last corners, especially in sector 3, that you can go too wide in some of those corners, and it's basically whoever holds the line the better and gets a better exit is normally going to take the win. And we saw Limitless. I thought Limitless was going to go at Yuki in the last final corners. So did you feel a little bit nervous going in that last lap in sector 3?
I wouldn't say I was nervous. I was just waiting to pounce. Like sector one, where Dante made the same mistake, I kind of made a little mistake, which gave Yuki probably extra 3 4 tenths ahead of me. And then I think I had the straight line speed compared to most drivers. And to be honest, I think my low downforce is what helped me at the end to beat Yuki. I'll be able to beat Yuki at the end. I had like 50-60% ERS down that straight, and I was assuming Yuki might have been either the same or a bit more than me. But yeah, it was a close one, but I enjoyed that one. Absolutely enjoyed it.
All right, well, great job. Obviously, one more. You got Singapore next week. It's a track where it's going to be narrow, difficult. Conditions weather-wise normally does rain there. So, confident track for you in Singapore.
Singapore, I'm 50-50. It depends on my quality. If I do well in quality, then I'll do solid in the race.
Okay.
Because Singapore is a very difficult track to overtake. So hopefully, if I'm in the top 3 or top 5, I won't complain.
Okay, awesome. All right, I'll pass you over to Rekus.
All right. Once again, congratulations on the win. Obviously, I know the stewards are still gonna check some things out, but right now it is a race win for you. Congratulations on that. So I know
Thank you.
you said that you pitted in a bit earlier than you normally would have anticipated. What lap were you initially anticipating on pitting? Because here in the commentary box, we were saying like it would have been maybe lap 13. Chat was saying around lap 10, lap 11. So what lap would you normally have pitted on?
Oh, ideally, I wanted to pit whatever lap like the top runners were doing. So whatever lap like initially what Yuki, Limitless, and a few others. If they'd have stayed until, like, say for example, lap 12, I would have like stayed until lap 12. But when I saw a few fast runners pitting in, it caught me by surprise. So I just had to box, and yeah. To be honest with you, I think it was the right call in my opinion, purely because I literally overtook about 5, 6 cars that were literally pit exiting. And to be honest, Yuki I think, was the one leading. So for me to pass him at the pit exit, I think that was the right call.
Yeah, indeed. It was very chaotic there at that stint of just pit stops. I mean, came out, there's a ton of traffic there. So well, that's all I got. Congratulations on the race win, and best of luck to you next week at Singapore.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate the commentary. You lot have a good one.
Thank you very much. Okay. All right. Well, Rickis, that is done and dusted, mate. Division 2 is done. We've obviously got more action for the week. Tomorrow night is Division 5. Tuesday is Division 6. And then obviously on Wednesday is Division 3. A very interesting night in both nights tonight, wasn't it? For Division 4 and Division 2.
Oh yeah, I mean, there was a lot of stuff that happened in both races. Flags in both, unfortunately, although luckily on our end in Division 2, the red flag was just stuck to qualifying. But yeah, I mean, that last lap battle was really intense, really fun to watch. Hopefully the chat enjoyed it as much as we did. And yeah, I think everybody got their money's worth here today.
Yeah, they did, and yeah, really, really good to see. And another track selection, Canada round number 17, going into season 9. So thank you very much for that, Thunderballs. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much to everyone that tuned in tonight. All of our followers as well. Robert Horgan, we had a free sub there. Dido will do that tomorrow. We obviously had the track selection there from Thunderballs. Spartak Loose, Myocat, Bittersweet. We also then had earlier people that followed early on in Division 4 stream. Janssen, Vagina, Rolfi, 74, Blacko, Kyo. Thank you very much for the 18 months subs. You've been subscribing for 18 months. Thank you very much. Love the support. Ascendant, Eastern, and then obviously TTV Alessin. Well, another great night. Thank you very much to all of our sponsors as well. Our main sponsor, AI369, Pagnian, SimLab, and Speed Nation. New Zealand. Only Dida owns a free sub. Spend 5 subs to others. Yes, I will send that through to him. We got more action tomorrow night, as always. Thank you very much to all the podium guys tonight as well. It was very interesting into the race, always on the lap. On the last lap, which is always good to see. No safety cars as well tonight, which is really, really good to see. And another thing, as always, before I always let you guys go, thank you very much, Rekus, once again for jumping in the comments box.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a blast coming here to Rush Racing League, especially with such a competitive division like we have here at Division 2.
Yeah, it definitely is indeed. I'm just writing a little message in. Tune in then. Okay, so we will see you tomorrow night with more action at Division 5. Thanks for coming in and watching and tuning in. And I'll leave you a quote as I go. Div 2 now has a 9th different winner. And his name is Illyrian. What is he going to do next week in the sprint weekend in Singapore? Good night.